Calgary, C, Ottawa, or D, Niagara Falls? A, Montreal. Final answer. All right. Final answer. And finally, you must do this. I'm so sorry. The correct answer was C, Ottawa. All right? Now, you didn't use one of your lifelines.
That's the ice game I asked you when I suppose, dog, but I don't catch on the question when I click on my mind. I say, what about the lifeline?
Yeah, not a problem though. But listen, you can be all right. We can give you a phone card courtesy of BTC. Okay, we was going to give you a phone card courtesy of BTC, but we just changed our mind. So what about we just give you a white amount? We do have a phone card. There you go. All right? Thanks so much for playing, man, all right?
All right.
Wonderful. Next time on the GT242 ride, I don't know who it could be. Maybe it could be you.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, the Port Lucaya Market Experience closing out in grand style in the Port Lucaya Marketplace today. The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture Fresh Start program also coming to a close. And should schools require a negative test for parents to enter graduating ceremonies? We have the Director of Education's response. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping the news, a special initiative to drive cruise passengers to the marketplace and promote Bahamian shopping. Closing out today, the Ministry of Tourism launched the Port Lucaya Market Experience back in April, and officials say it was a great experience for guests who got to experience the Bahamian culture firsthand. Lucaya Marketplace designated as the center of attraction for guests visiting the island as a part of the Ministry of Tourism Port Lucaya Experience. The initiative began in late April, and the general manager at the tourism office on the island, Stephen Johnson, says it was a wonderful experience.
What this has done is it allows us to bring cruise ship passengers off, something to do. We have line dancing, we have dancing in the square, we have bands rotating throughout the period, junk canoe to end it. We have Gombe and Junkanoo, persons walking around throughout the property. It's been an amazing experience. I mean, you know, obviously you have some people who said that hasn't created any business for them, but for the most part, it has allowed the taxi cab drivers to move hundreds of people from the cruise ship into the beach and also here in the Port Lucaya Marketplace.
Well-known Bahamian entertainer Wilfred Solomon has been performing for over 40 years. He and other entertainers were among those who benefited from the experience.
We know this is very slow timing because the hotel itself is not open, which we do need open to bring more business in this area. But from what I'm saying, the tourists that comes up here today now, man, they enjoy my entertainment, they enjoy the limbo that they're doing, they enjoy the Junkanoo Festival, they enjoy the line dancing, and this is something that will grow if it keeps up.
Now, there are some vendors in the marketplace who say despite the special initiative, business remains stagnant.
Because business is very, very, very slow. And some days the band play, nobody comes around. We had hurricane. After the hurricane, things move a little better. But since this COVID came around and we take a break, business just going down.
For the closing day, the guests were entertained by Junkunu music from the classic dancers Junkunu group, accompanied by the graduating class of Ticanel's preschool. A family from Colorado waited patiently in the square to watch the group's performance.
We're just here visiting. We came down to see the Junkunu parade.
How did you hear about it?
Just word of mouth. So we come down here quite a bit, and we're just talking to the vendors and whatnot, and they told us that it was happening. So, yeah.
I think it's cool. They got all the costumes. It's cool. Hi there, I'm Laura Jolgren, and this is my first time here seeing the Junkunu, and it's full of fun, colors, and music and energy. Lots of fun. A lot of fun.
Hi, I'm Finn, and it's really cool seeing this. Yeah, I've never seen anything like it. It's cool. Yeah.
Johnson thanking all stakeholders who played a part in making the Port Lucaya experience possible.
Thanks to the Honorable Ginger Moxie and Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Tourism, our Acting Director General, for allowing us the opportunity to make this happen. It's just been an amazing experience because, again, people were able to come out and really feel the cultural and heritage tradition of Grand Bahama.
In other news, UB North is collaborating with a number of local and international researchers in an effort to assist with the revitalization of forests and water tables damaged in the wake of Hurricane Dorian. Their hope is to find a controlled facility to help further their research. Shane Stubbs has the latest.
Significant damage was done to forests and water tables in the wake of Hurricane Dorian. International and local researchers have been doing whatever they can in collecting data to help with future incidents.
We will share information regarding the work which is currently being undertaken by some 24 local and international researchers and students. And these are using our facilities and our collaboration to conduct some of this research.
Program Coordinator for the Small Island Sustainability Program at the University of the Bahamas, Dr. Welshan, says the project was made possible by the Bahamas Protect Area Fund, which was awarded to the Forestry Unit of the Bahamas.
In the years following Dorian, we've been trying to investigate how the wellfields are recovering from that event and what we can do to further enhance the recovery so that this happens that at an improved rate than what's occurring naturally, as we our initial studies have indicated this may take quite a long time for natural recovery to occur.
Professor at the Technical University of Munich, Dr. Arno Rehn, explaining his team's role in the research.
The PFAF project we are working at is looking at the potential how we can mitigate the saltwater intrusion. That means how we could find strategies to improve the quality of the fresh water and also stop the degradation of the freshwater lenses.
Forestry assistant in the Forestry Unit for the Bahamas, Armando Williams, shares what they hope to accomplish in the project.
With the groundwater supply, the freshwater lens being contaminated with salt intrusion, that has played a role in the delay of the natural regeneration happening. But over the course of us doing work here in Grand Bahama, we have seen that the pine trees, the forest, is actually starting to regenerate on its own naturally.
Now their hopes are to utilize the former UB North campus as a controlled environment to conduct their research.
If we can set up a situation there where persons can come, can conduct their work, can live, can collaborate, can discuss, challenge, and do the things that are normally done between scientists in a effective way.
For the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs.
Thanks, Shane. The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture's 2022 Fresh Start program officially coming to a close. Young Grand Bahamians walking away with the hard and soft skills necessary to better ready themselves for the future. Here is Raven Davis with that story.
Another group of young Bahamians are now better equipped to enter the workforce. The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture putting on a ceremony for the graduating class of the 2022 Fresh Start program. The initiative began several years ago and provides skills and training to young people between the ages of 17 to 25. Since then, the program has been enhanced with the partnership of various government agencies, including BTVI and the University of the Bahamas. Program head Carla Brown Roker has for several years been instrumental in its development and expresses her desire to see young Grand Bahamians succeed.
It is a stepping stone to where you want to go, but you have to work. You have to work it while it works for you. And the skills that we have invested in you, you must use them. Bahama young people going through more than any young people in any island on the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And I pray to God that they will be given special consideration because their need is great.
The Honorable Mario Boleg, Senator Kirkland Russell, stakeholders, corporate partners, all on hand for the occasion. Russell congratulating the graduating class and also encouraging them to take advantage of the new opportunities afforded by the government, noting that the Prime Minister, in his 2022-2023 budget, has waived several fees as a means of making entrepreneurship more feasible.
The government has allocated $50 million to small business development. Young men, young women, what you gonna do? Listen, remember, the license fees is waived. $50 million guaranteed for small business entrepreneurship and opportunities. Listen, this is your time. Position yourself.
Family and well-wishers were serenaded with song. And even got a chance to hear from some of the graduates themselves. For them, the experience, although at times challenging, was beneficial.
Throughout the last 5 months, we were taught hard and soft skills, both for life and employment. During this time, many of our innate skills and abilities came to the surface, whether it was interpersonal skills, cognitive skills, motor skills, communication skills, or personal development skills. Our education combined with our skills will enable us to become small business owners and competent employees.
Despite the obstacles that we faced throughout the course, we overcame them all through hard work and through persistence.
We would like to encourage the young and the young at heart to enroll in the BTVI Fresh Start program. It wouldn't just be a good use of your time and a reasonable way to learn new skill, but a way for you all to expand yourself in the best way possible.
The students walking away with plaques, certificates, and a wealth of knowledge in a variety of disciplines, ranging from welding, carpentry, food and beverage, data entry, and more. A number of plaques also being handed to corporate partners. For the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Thanks, Raven. Well, it has become a hot-button topic over the past several hours. Tonight, we will explore the issue of graduation and the reported requirement for all parents and guardians to present a negative COVID test to attend graduation ceremonies. Our Aja Kwan visited a few private schools in the Freeport area to get their take on this testing requirement.
Private institutions and the Principal Association here on Grand Bahama are all weighing in on their views and plans about the health protocols surrounding graduation ceremonies. A letter that was sent to all principals across the island has caused a bit of a stir amongst parents at an institution. That letter, noting the protocols for indoor graduation, should be mandatory testing or the presentation of a vaccination card. President of the Grand Bahama Administration Association, Altamare Alves, says the letter is a national document sent by the Ministry of Education in New Providence following a meeting with private school principals. She believes that it should be revisited by the ministry.
I can't speak to the dynamics of that school, but I can understand the concern that parents may have because, having to be tested it's going to be a lot, especially with most graduations being around the same time. I believe that the public health system is going to be overwhelmed with parents coming in, and not just parents, but the students and the teachers and staff, everybody having to be tested. They're going to be overwhelmed with testing. This is a momentous occasion for our students, for our teachers, for our parents. And I think that, you know, if there aren't these restrictions on other events, why put it on graduation?
Meanwhile, our ZNS News team visited 2 of those private institutions to see what their graduation will look like regarding health protocols. Principal of Tabernacle Baptist Christian Academy, Ashelle Bain, says she does not see the need for the COVID test as Grand Bahamians interact daily with one another.
We all interact with one another in the food stores, at church, even at school on a regular basis. So to now ask parents to show vaccination cards, to show COVID negative tests, I think that is totally unnecessary. The health protocols, we'll continue following the health protocols that are required by the Health and Wellness Ministry of sanitizing before they enter. We will also be checking temperatures, so those that may be above the normal body temperature, they won't be allowed to enter, because we don't want to put anybody's life in danger, but we are going to use common sense. And I think common sense will be to sanitize, tests for temperature, social distance, and ask parents and students to keep their mask on.
Principal of Bishop Michael Eldon, Cheryl Wood, expressing gratitude about being able to have face-to-face graduation, stating that her school will be requiring testing for their ceremony.
We know that we have to be compliant with what is the law of the land, and the law of the land today is that there should be X amount of persons in the gathering, depending on the capacity of your hall to host such an event like a graduation. And then we also have to be mindful of the fact that the competent authority and the other relevant authorities are also mandating that if you are in a place like that, you have to have COVID testing if you're not vaccinated. So we are being compliant with the laws of the land and also what is being advocated by our Anglican Central Education Authority.
Now those graduations are being held this month, and according to the Ministry of Education's Advisory Committee letter, the institutions are expected to adhere to the existing health protocols, policies, and guidelines. For the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition, I'm Aja Quant.
Now, we reached out to the Ministry of Education for a response to the COVID test requirement. Director Marcellus Taylor says the Ministry of Education is simply following guidelines presented by health officials.
The protocols that the Ministry of Education sent to schools was a set of protocols designed by the Ministry of Health for the management of graduation ceremonies and other similar ceremonies, prize giving, award ceremony, whatever you call them. During the COVID-19 era, they were recently reviewed and they were recently issued. And those protocols are in line with their protocols that they have for weddings and other such ceremonies.
Now, Taylor notes that due to the pandemic, they are being guided with the overall goal of keeping everyone safe.
We're committed to continuing to follow the protocols that they provide. Whether one person's opinion is that it's onerous or unnecessary, that's their opinion, and I guess that's fine for them to have their opinion. But as a sector, we resolve to follow that advice because we rather err on the side of caution and do what the medical people are telling us to do than to take things into our own hands and then create a problem. And so that's our general attitude towards it. We tell all our schools that these are the rules, so they should follow it, and we expect that people will do it.
You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Stay with us. Stay with us. There's more news when we come back.
Come on down. Come on down. Now.
Third Dimension on Yellow Pine Street introduces its new home improvement center.
Step into our brand new fully stocked showroom for the latest in doors, tiles, housewares, kitchenwares, bathwares, vanities, power tools, electrical, and plumbing supplies. So stop by our showroom to view our full range of products or call the Home Advisor hotline at 602-0935 today. We are your home advisors.
The Grand Lucaya Hotel wants all dads to experience a great Father's Day weekend. Fun day at Waves Poolside, brunch at Churchill's or Portobello's, or a relaxing day at Senses Spa. Ticket box office is at Lighthouse Point Lobby. Are you ready to cool down the summer heat? Then visit Bethel's Air Conditioning and Refrigeration at number 3 Milton Street for energy-efficient AC units, or phone 602-5467 for service and installation.
I embrace what God is about to do here. And if God brings you to it, He definitely will take you through it.
Hurricane Dorian tested their resilience. But in its wake, they remained steadfast. 2 years later, they're building back stronger, better, and bigger. Join us live from East End on June 13th through 17th as we bring to you the spirit of survival.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
And welcome back. We go now to Shane Stubbs with our Friday evening sports check.
Good evening, I'm Shane Stubbs and welcome to sports. We have a full package tonight. We have news from Special Olympics, a special father and son moment shared during a minor league game, as well as Major League champions being crowned in Grand Bahama Little League. But first up, in track and field, the most outstanding athletes for 2022 were honored. The primary and secondary school athletic associations honoring the top track and field athletes and sponsors. Each of the top athletes in the primary and secondary school division receiving their awards for their outstanding efforts during the competition. Fidelity, KFC, Pizza Hut, the Ministry for Grand Bahama, City of Freeport Council, GBPA, and Focal played a major role in sponsoring the primary and secondary school track and field championships earlier this year. St. Paul's Methodist College also being recognized as the most improved sporting school. Ministry of Education District Superintendent for Grand Bahama, Bimini, and the Keys, Ivan Butler, and Treasurer for the Principals and Vice Principals Association, Dr. Carl Johnson, offering these words of encouragement for the athletes.
Always remember that
in your quest to succeed, be disciplined. Be disciplined to your sports, be disciplined to your books. There is a combination of athletics and academics, so they go hand in hand. I also say to you, have faith and confidence in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. Sometimes the coaches want it more than the athletes themselves. So athletes, you have to want it for yourself.
Trust me, in their minds, they were toiling and getting those strategic plans together as to how they're going to win those relays and all of their other sports. So congratulations to you athletes. Please enjoy your time of being appreciated.
Investment in the young athletes is important. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry from Grand Bahama, Harcourt Brown, stressing that fact and how it impacts their future.
It's not just a question of pouring into, yes, they are our future, absolutely. But we have to also take into account the fact that pouring into them, building them, supporting them, is supporting us as a country.
The special ceremony taking place at Tabernacle Baptist Church. Switching gears, Special Olympics Bahamas putting on some impressive performances at the 2022 Special Olympic Games in Orlando, Florida. Grand Bahamian Stephen Russell came through with one of the team's highlight performances, securing gold in the men's single for bocce. Vashni Thompson won the bronze on the women's side. The duo will go on to win gold in doubles play. In soccer, the team coached by Mark Hardy came through with a gold medal. In track and field, Darren Forbes won the men's 400-meter gold medal. Over in bowling, Bronson Arana finished with the bronze medal in singles competition. Meanwhile, Austin Green finished fourth. The pair placed seventh in doubles action. And in minor league baseball, Grand Bahamian Clayton Young had the honor of throwing out the first pitch at his son Chavez's minor league baseball game. Chavez plays for the Buffalo Bisons, the AAA affiliate for the Toronto Blue Jays. The Bisons went on to shut out the Worcester Red Sox 6-0. The Toronto Blue Jays drafted the 6-foot outfielder back in 2016. For the 2022 season, he is averaging 8 runs, 12 hits, 4 RBIs, and 52 at-bats. And in Little League, the Lions are the Major League champions. They defeated Fortune 360 by a final score of 17-11, sweeping them 2-0. And that's your check on sports. I'm Shane Stubbs. Have a blessed one.
On Saturdays, it's old school karaoke at the Deep Edge Restaurant and Bar. Take the mic and enjoy classics from the 70s to the 90s.
What? Check old girl, boy. You say she getting married? Oh, man, not again.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join this man's BTC home internet with this woman BTC mobile service in holy matrimony. So they'll pay half the price compared to the other guys.
What's wrong with you? Just let them...
Madam, do you have BTC mobile service?
I do.
Sir, do you have BTC home internet to unite with her mobile service?
I do.
Get all the internet you want at half the price when you bundle your home internet and mobile service.
So, what services do you have?
Me? I have BTC at home and on my phone.
Visit any BTC store to make the switch today.
Island Bedding is the Bahamas' leading manufacturer in mattress sets. But did you know we also carry top quality products like pillows, comforters, sheets, and much more. Our furniture line is also expanding to meet the needs of those rebuilding. We have bedroom sets, sofa beds, recliners, accent pieces, and so much more. Come and experience Island Bedding today, where everybody deserves their own island.
embrace what God is about to do here. And if God brings you to it, He definitely will take you through it.
Hurricane Dorian tested their resilience, but in its wake, they remained steadfast. 2 years later, they're building back stronger, better, and bigger. Join us live from East End on June 13th through 17th as we bring to you the spirit of survival.
If you're thinking of investing in Grand Bahama or any other island, contact Bahama Island Properties for all of your real estate services. Visit their office in the Port Lucaya Marketplace, their website bahamaislandproperties.com, or call them at 374-7653.
That's what I told her. Bring the winding thing here. This is Rick and Script, so show me the emotion. Hey, wind and go down low.
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM. Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Kenya Gay, you are our Facebook friend of this Friday evening. Thank you so much for watching, and we want to say a special thanks to you, all of our viewers who watch us each and every day. And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight on this Friday evening. We do ask that you stay tuned as the Bahamas Tonight continues.
In the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, the Prime Minister calls for OAS reform. 4 teens charged with murder. The pilot of Sunday's ill-fated flight speaks. And in the world of sports, Shawnee looks to the future. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report starts now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Super Fast Internet for Less. Best rate, no debate. Sign up today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Mukesh Lopinder. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks so much for joining us. World leaders confronting more dire and urgent issues at the 9th Annual Summit of the Americas in California amid ongoing threats of climate change, COVID, and conflict. But as the Prime Minister reiterated in his address this morning, the common thread that cannot be understated is that neither challenge can be solved by any one nation. Still, in the words of the Honorable Philip Davis, if the work of the summit continues, if the will to cooperate endures, if words turn into action, change can lead to progress. We hear more in this report. Over the past few days, world leaders attending the Summit of the Americas in Los Angeles have spoken much about threats that cross borders, from viruses to carbon emissions, inflationary pressures to trafficking. But for Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, the Honorable Philip Davis, who has spoken extensively on such issues, what has made deliberations less than complete is the absence of Cuba.
We strongly affirm the need to always lead with consultation and diplomatic engagement, which is why we support efforts to breathe new life into the Inter-American Democratic Charter. The embargo against our Cuban neighbors, the longest such embargo in modern history, directly contributes to a rise in irregular migration, which heavily impacts my country. The easing of restrictions in 2016 led to a dramatic fall in irregular migration, a very welcome development for the Bahamas. We deeply regret its rescission and the corresponding rise in irregular migration which accompanied it.
Similar sentiments shared with regards to the Caribbean's third largest country, Haiti.
We also believe that more can be done to provide support for our brothers and sisters in Haiti. But that said, we also believe that this engagement must be led by the government and people of Haiti. For too long, the approach in the region has been about us, without us. We must commit to new tools and more focused engagement. Over the long term, we must also be mindful of the unintended consequences of isolation and separation. When we push away those with whom we disagree, they often take comfort in one another and deepen their alliances in the face of our hostility.
Now, apart from advancing the causes of Cuba and Haiti, the Prime Minister made another pitch for more to be done to end the illegal transshipment of guns.
I strongly urge those states in the region which manufacture guns to continue to work closely with us to contain them within their own borders and do what you can to prevent such harmful proliferation. Surely, the right to bear arms cannot be interpreted as the right to traffic arms.
After all the discussions and plans, as the Prime Minister noted, the real test comes when world leaders go their separate ways.
We need to keep talking. We all need to keep talking. And we also need to keep doing, upholding our commitments and taking the action necessary for our collective survival. Often, it is when the talking stops that the fighting starts. And it's only when the talking starts that the fighting stops.
Well, the Prime Minister also using the opportunity to drum up support to reform the Organization of American States, a multilateral regional body focused on human rights, electoral oversight, and economic development and security in the Western Hemisphere.
The Bahamas believes that the OAS in particular requires both a structural and cultural adjustment. Membership in any organization bestows privileges, but membership also confers responsibilities. And a basic expectation must be that members make good faith efforts to keep resourcing commitments to the organization. For almost a decade, staffing, projects, and programming at the organization have deteriorated. The OAS is, in many areas, a shell of its former self.
Well, from happenings abroad, we return to what's taking place on the local scene, where 4 teens are tonight on remand at the Simpson Penn School for Boys following their appearance before a magistrate on the very serious charge of murder. The defendants, ages 14, 15, 16, and 17, all accused of gunning down 13-year-old Quentin McKenzie at the Camp Road Community Park last Friday. We understand 13-year-old Quentin, a student of L.W. Young Jr., had just gotten off from work and went to the basketball court when he was struck and killed. In court today, his alleged killers, whose names are being withheld due to their ages, were not required to enter a plea again. They've all been remanded. Well, the Camp Road community joining in solidarity during Thursday's vigil in honor of 13-year-old Quentin McKenzie, the exact park who was killed at the community park, the exact park where the teen was shot and killed. Oh, Lloyd Allen has more.
This mean a whole lot to me. This is like 2 steps ahead of healing. You know, I'm also surprised. I'm very surprised to see the impact. I'm not alone.
A visibly emotional Quincy McKenzie says he was moved by the support of Camp Road residents who Thursday evening gathered on the community park, the very same where his 13-year-old son Quinton was gunned down days earlier.
This is my first time on the park since this happened. So in the beginning, it was a lot of tears. I'm still hurt, but this is a step to healing.
Several of those who turned out offering up tributes and extended condolences to the bereaved family, including area member of Parliament Wayne Munro. Munro, also the Minister of National Security, says Quinton's mother, Kizzy Brown, has worked with his office for years, becoming like family. He expressed sadness that the teen lost his life in what should have been a safe place for children.
And so Quinton would have been encouraged to come to a place like this, to use the facilities that are provided for him. And to hear of him, he is exactly what we keep pushing that we would like our young men to be. Focused, thriving, and on their way to something.
Monroe says moving forward, protecting children and others has to be a community effort.
We have to identify young people at risk. Well, we have some of those people in this country, and it won't matter if Kizzy, Jonathan, and Quincy raise their child properly. If we permit these nobody's children to grow, to get angry, and to do things like this, none of our children are safe.
Other tributes also celebrating the life of the teen and comforting the family during this difficult time.
My heart is broken at the loss of Quentin, but I extend, of course, condolences and love to a young man.
This young boy, this young child with full of potential. Our next future prime minister, our next future doctor, lawyer, was robbed.
Quentin was a sweet soul with a great mindset. He was generous, loving, and always willing to go out of his way to help others. I will miss hearing his jokes, reading his texts, but most of all, I will miss his smile.
And as this family continues to mourn, his father shared this final message for his son.
Quentin, I'll never, ever forget you.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Well, we shift our attention now to investigations into Sunday's fatal plane crash, which officials admit determining the exact cause of may take some time.
There are a lot of factors that must be looked at, and this is being handled by the Air Accident Investigation Authority. There's the weather, there's the mechanicals, the condition of the aircraft, the status of the pilot, and other circumstances that would need to be investigated. The remains of the plane has been taken abroad to the USA for further analysis and inspection by our partners there. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the family of Miss Newbold, as well as all of the persons who continue to recover. As soon as we have information, we'll share it with the public.
Meantime, the pilot of this past weekend's ill-fated flight that claimed the life of one and left several others injured breaks his silence. In a statement, Brad McPhee made it clear from the onset that Sunday, June 5th, is a day that will be etched in the minds and hearts of many forever. McPhee then went on to express thanks to God for sparing his life, as well as those of the others on board the plane that crashed near Deadman's Key, Long Island. He also extended gratitude to first responders, the Long Island community, and the countless nurses and doctors, as well as condolences to the family and friends of Alethea Newbold, the 22-year-old mother who died. To Lianka, Alicia, Naya, Rhiannon, and Patsy, the passengers aboard the plane, McPhee wished a full and speedy recovery with the added assurance that they are all in his continued prayers. Well, still to come in the Bahamas tonight, a party fit for a queen. The details ahead.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Welcome to a world where hope is still loud, where dreams are still relevant, and determination has no substitute. Welcome to a nation where the people are still warm, resilient, and innovative. And Commonwealth Bank is at the center of it all, giving innovation and progress an extra push for more than 60 years. We're here for Bahamians because we are Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking services.
What? Check old girl, boy. You say she getting married? Oh, man, not again.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join this man's BTC home internet with this woman BTC mobile service in holy matrimony. So they'll pay half the price compared to the other guys.
What's wrong with you? Just let them...
Madam, do you have BTC mobile service?
I do.
Sir, do you have BTC home internet to unite with her mobile service?
I do.
Get all the internet you want at half the price when you bundle your home internet and mobile service.
So, what services do you have?
Me? I have BTC at home and on my phone.
Visit any BTC store to make the switch today.
They say that when it hits you, it hits you. A feeling so strong that it's impossible not to give into. A juicy piece of KFC to feel elevated by the aroma and to free fall into its exciting flavor. Some call it love, attraction, desire. We call it KFC. Ignite your senses with KFC.
To think of the bank as my personal ATM machine. If I wanted a new car, new furniture, a weekend trip to Miami, no problem. Just max out the credit card or top up my loan. I was a big baller until I realized that 75% of my salary was going to pay back all those loans. Fidelity's personal financial coaching was the best solution. Fidelity gave me a plan with a debt consolidation loan that has a built-in savings that pays 5% interest. I now only have one low monthly payment plus money in my pocket. Give Fidelity Bank a call at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit any of Fidelity's locations or visit a website at fidelitygroup.com.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies Limited. If it's healthcare, it's here.
Tempers flaring in Parliament with the House Speaker giving an opposition member a lesson in parliamentary rules. With the details of the exchange, we go to a report from Jubilee Swain.
Y'all don't try to control me. Don't do that to me. Don't insult the intelligence of this chair.
St. Anne's Member of Parliament Adrian White drawing the ire of House Speaker Patricia DeVoe after suggesting she be strict in applying the rules. The Speaker making it clear that she had given both sides latitude in the debate.
Well, let me tell you something. You will be handcuffed and can't barely say a word in here. Because everything that you would like to say, you would have to write to me for it. And I could sit on it for the next month if I want to, when we are out of debate. But I am saying that I give the members latitude to speak. So don't you get up and tell me anything about this rule book, because when I took this chair, I learned this from page to page, because it was y'all who tell me to go and learn it. If you don't recall, check with the Hansard. So I did. So now if you want me to tighten my belt and apply the rules to all sides, then baby, I can do that.
Not backing down, the F&M member pressed on, prompting this added no-nonsense response from the Speaker.
I agree that you can make and you do make the decisions of this House. At the same time, the rules provide me opportunities when I may stand and when I may address the rules as I see them. But at the end of the day, your decision is the final decision in this honorable House.
Thank you, honorable member, for saying that. And now, honorable member, in our deliberations on our interpretations of the rules, let's not be hypocritical.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Juminita Swain.
Well, there's always a lesson to be learned, and asking questions is about as much as is required to get the answers needed. That said, homeowners do have a recourse in the payment of real property tax. All they need do is present a valid case. Carla Palmer explains.
Employees at the Department of Inland Revenue have already done their due diligence in completing a survey of all homes in New Providence for the 2022 reassessment program.
2022 was the first time we did a complete reassessment of New Providence, meaning every single parcel we went to. So we went door to door, even vacant land, even churches, not for tax, but to make sure that we had the correct value on every property. And that's important for other things other than just taxation.
All that is required now, says Acting Director of the Department, Shunda Strawn, is for homeowners to be lawful and diligent in paying the taxes owed the government. To do anything else, she advises, would not be wise. However, she says the department is cognizant that some homeowners cannot legitimately pay their real property tax. This is why it's imperative that homeowners make individual representation at the department. Strawn also notes that based on legitimate claims by homeowners, they could be exempt from paying real property tax.
There is something in the Real Property Tax Act called relief. So if you have a genuine inability to pay your taxes, again, if you reach out to us, we will examine your case to see what it is or what's really going on with you.
Reassessing all properties in the Family Islands is next, says Strawn, and she gives an estimated time frame of this summer for the exercise to begin. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Carla Palmer.
On the local health front this evening, COVID-19 stronghold continues with local health officials reporting another death. Succumbing to the virus on May 25th, a 73-year-old New Providence woman, her death now the country's 812th, but still another 10 under investigation. As for newly confirmed cases, the June 8th dashboard shows 49 on New Providence, 5 on Grand Bahama, and 1 on the dual community of Bimini and Cat Key, for a total of 55, making up that count 39 males and 19 females. Meantime, 24 people are being treated for COVID in hospital. We can also tell you that June 9th accounted for 62 recoveries and the completion of some 367 RT-PCR tests. Well, meantime, good news coming from the Centers for Disease Control. Come Sunday, the CDC is expected to lift its requirement for travelers to test negative for COVID-19 before entering the U.S. The decision based on science and data, but it will be reassessed in 90 days. Health officials have determined that the widespread adoption of vaccines and treatments for COVID-19 no longer makes it a requirement. However, foreign nationals will still be required to be vaccinated against the virus to enter the country. She's seen a number of firsts in her life as a woman, the first woman elected to Parliament in the Bahamas and the country's first female Attorney General. With so many notable accomplishments under her belt, Dame Janet Bostwick, the Bahamas branch of the Commonwealth Women Parliamentary Association, saw it fitting to celebrate Dame Janet.
Women from all walks of life came together at the Sapodilla restaurant Friday for the sole purpose of celebrating one of their own, Dame Janet Bostwick, who's marking the 40th anniversary as the first woman elected to Parliament in the Bahamas. Dame Janet would go on to hold down a number of cabinet posts, including the first female Attorney General. Joining in the grand celebrations were present and former parliamentarians, those from the church, the legal profession, the spouses of former prime ministers, and a former governor general. These women paying tribute to the impact the dame had on their life, who entered and succeeded in a male-dominated arena.
She defeated a governing party candidate and took a seat in what was theretofore, over the hundreds of years of history, a 100% male-dominated house.
But I would not be standing here today if Dame Janet did not demonstrate for us all that anything is possible.
But when Janet stepped forth boldly and fearlessly and joined the front line of the political battlefield, I quickly realized that despite the size of my feet, I could never, ever fill her shoes. Heroes such as Janet Bostwick ought to be in a roundabout.
In thanking the dame for her contributions to country, Acting Prime Minister, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper, reflected on the crucial role women play.
But our political parties do need to mentor more young women and encourage them to vie for more frontline roles. To ensure we foster involvement and excellence in women who help determine our destiny, it will have to start in our homes, with families explaining the importance of public life and teaching the examples of the amazing women who have served like Dame Janet, who we now celebrate. It will take the participation of schools, communities, and corporate and civil society. And yes, it will take uplifting and recognizing the heroes of our country, whether it's on roundabouts or buildings at UB, as we've heard.
And once all the tributes were had, it was time to hear from the honoree.
Union movement. I like the fact that they stand up for the underprivileged. I am concerned, I be concerned when they are perceived or when they act as only being concerned about monetary conditions of remuneration and stuff for their members. It is so much more.
Even though she was the first woman elected to Parliament, Dame Bostwick is optimistic that even more women will follow in her footsteps and grow the numbers in the parliamentary halls. For the ZNS News Network, I'm Jiminitas Swain.
All over at the Balmoral Club Cable Beach is where you could find a jubilant crowd who turned out Thursday in honor of the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. Among those attending, Governor General, His Excellency Sir Cornelius A. Smith.
As representative of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, I am privileged this afternoon to express on behalf of the people of the Bahamas warm good wishes as we celebrate the Platinum Jubilee of Her Majesty's reign. Upon her ascension to the throne, Her Majesty made the following statement to the people of the Commonwealth, and I quote, "My whole life will be dedicated to your service." End of quote. During her 70 years reign, she has unquestionably lived up to that promise with extraordinary grace and distinction.
The celebration's also pulling in Acting Prime Minister, the Honourable Chester Cooper, and British High Commissioner to the Bahamas, Sarah Dixon.
In the Bahamas, the Governors General have been a constant presence, appointed by the Bahamian government and representing the Queen in all ceremonial and other activities. Their service is worthy of our admiration, and I'm so pleased to have both the Governor General and the former Governor General with us this evening.
We are delighted that this tradition was extended and that our Platinum Jubilee celebrations were highlighted by the recent visit of the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. I look forward to continuing to promote close ties between our nations, working together to overcome the many challenges of these times and to maximize the opportunities of the future.
In other news, prices at the pumps certainly not what they used to be, and there's really no telling when that'll be the case. Still, as motorists make the best of the worst, business for one gas retailer is booming. Carl Palmer has the story.
Thanks very much. Any savings right now, they're saying it's greatly appreciated. So, hats off to Mr. Porky.
Appreciation is going hand in hand. In this instance, from gas retail owner Bernard Porky Dorset to his customers like Lovato Monroe and Henson Foster.
Folks told me that Porky has the cheapest gas, so I had to stop on down, put a little something in my tank.
This is a very good thing he's doing. It's my birthday month. I was born on June the 28th, 1946. And I haven't been able to have a party for the last 2 years, so I thought we'd have a party. I'll take my numbers back in the fives until the government changed the price again and let the customers enjoy it. I ain't gonna make no more money, but some people will be happy, and I'll be happy just to see all of them. So that's the whole idea.
At present, he has the cheapest gas on the island, and customers are in queue.
That's what I do, man. I've been here for 50 years, I opened the store in 1972. So, what I do is You know, it's all about my customers. You know, some know me, some don't know me. The guy said he thought I was dead.
The Thank You Birthday initiative began just last week with his gas prices under $6.
The good thing Mr. Parkey is doing, you know, and I want him to keep up the good work. You know, the people, I'm sure they appreciate him and the things that he's doing.
Thanks very much. You know, I wish some of the other service stations pick up on it and, you know, try to help us in the same way, you know. But Parkey always was a good man.
According to Dorset, this gas giveaway treat will continue until the price officially changes by the regulators.
The day the price changed, then we can't do it no more.
While Dorset is putting smiles on the faces of his customers and giving them some relief to their pockets, he is, however, reportedly getting backlash for his kind gesture from some unnamed competitors.
I need one of these. Some people want 4 and 5. I don't need one, you know. You know, some of us go into business for all the wrong reasons. What I do, I love. You know, I don't need too much of it. And we've been all right, and we continue to be all right, you know. They ain't kill us, you know. Hopefully, you know, everybody crying about margin change and margin this, you know. At one point in time, our margins were like 28, 30%. Now it's down about 5%, you know, but everybody waiting on the government this, the government that. I say, well, while the government make up their mind, let me take care of my customers.
Crediting himself as the longest-serving customer at Porky's Rubis gas station, and that's some 50 years, he's being given the last word.
It's the cheapest gas, and you know, and the service is, very good.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Carla Palmer.
Well, you're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Stay with us.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
Taste of Paradise brings the perfect pairing with whiskey, seafood, and steaks while overlooking the Ocean Club golf course.
Taste of Paradise is basically a culinary event tied in with beverage, spirits, wine, whiskey, vodka, any type of spirit. But the Taste of Paradise is just drive in that what's better place on Paradise Island is Paradise. We're highlighting High West Whiskey. Today is actually Whiskey Day. Whiskey Day is the third Saturday in May. And it's just a celebration of learning what the spirit is about and enjoying it.
High West Distillery's ambassador, Ariane King, gives some insights on the whiskey's flavor profile.
We have a very distinct flavor to our whiskeys. We do a bourbon and a rye tonight. The bourbon is a corn-based whiskey, and so it's got a little bit of that sweeter baking spices, cinnamon, clove, nutmeg, vanilla, those kind of things coming through, which is amazing in cocktails with lemon juice. And then our rye is a little bit more spicy with the black pepper, the fennel, and the mint coming through. So we just love having different styles of whiskey. I love doing ryes with seafood, especially if you have a little bit of that richer, like the richer dishes, like the conch salad that you guys like doing down here. You've got a little bit more of that flavorful, savory meat that you're working with. And so a rye has a little bit more high spice, and it has a lot of herbal characteristics that come through. So what that does is that it's not only a nice spice to complement it, but it's almost like throwing a garnish on to the dish of the fish dish.
For more information on Taste of Paradise and to keep up with their ongoing events, visit eatsdrinksatlantis.com. I'm Danielle Bodie, and this is Tourism Today.
You watch them grow and make plans for them even before they're old enough to talk. You spend a lifetime of sacrifice to pave the way for their success and create a tomorrow you too can be proud of. Can you tell who is the investor? At Len, we believe everyone who has ever put a penny aside for a future dream is an investor. If you're new to investing, Leno's financial experts stand ready to design plans based on your goals. Let's sit down and explore the options one-on-one and see how, together, we can make your dreams come true. Whether considering traditional investments like a new home, car, your own business, security in retirement, or your child's college fund, we take the confusion out of the process and make an investor out of you. Call 396-3225 for an appointment. Leno, your bridge to the future.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A brand that you can trust. Family Guardian.
Keisha, what you saying, girl?
Man, Tony, you scared me.
Oh, they scared.
How this pandemic treating you? You working yet?
After all this time with no vaccine, no job, I had to do something.
Oh, so that's why you finally get your vaccine.
Man, I had to do what I had to do. Now I telling everyone get your vaccine. So you been good?
Yeah, man. I get my vaccine. I working, doing my little nail thing on the side. You know.
Solid. So when we getting out though?
Sweet boy, you couldn't handle us then, and you can't handle us now.
Wow, that's how you can do me, Keisha?
All right, Mr. Big Boss Tony. Stay safe.
You too, Keisha.
Vaccinate today, live tomorrow. A message by WHO, Canada, and USAID.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Kingsway Academy, another institution that continues to shape the minds of thousands of the best and brightest in the country. One of them, freshman of the University of the Bahamas, Sierra Blair, who's well on her way to becoming a culinary chef. LaDawn Davis caught up with her to find out what's cooking in this week's Student of the Week. Where are they now?
To love the classes, I love the teachers. I feel like I'm learning a lot more about my future career.
That's J.S. Johnson President Scholar Sierra Blair reminiscing on her experience pursuing studies in culinary arts at the University of the Bahamas. A graduate of Kingsway Academy, Sierra received the Bahamas Entrepreneur of the Year and the Rising Star in Entrepreneurship Award from the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture. She also co-hosts a cooking show with her younger brother Roman, teaching kids the basics of baking. The aspiring chef shares why she chose culinary arts as a lifelong career.
I chose that career because I'm really passionate about culinary arts. I do think it's something that I want to do, for the rest of my life. I just want to, dive in and explore it, try new recipes, try new techniques, and work with different and various ingredients. And I really do have a passion for cooking. I don't really have favorite recipes. I just like working with a whole lot of different meats, different cuts of meat. I would fabricate my own chicken. I would break down my own fish and use different parts. I would make stock from scratch and then use it for different soups and stews and things like that.
Sierra is the author of 2 books, Roman and the Pink Flamingos and Roman and His Mean Family. When she's not writing, she's busy picking mangoes to make freshly squeezed Romango juice for her family business.
The juice, Romangos, it is 100% all natural mango juice, no water, sugar, salt, no added preservatives or anything like that. So we would collect the mangoes, wash them, blend it, strain it, and then we would bottle the mangoes and then put the label on. We've made couple $100. It's been going good, but it's a seasonal business, so we only do the business during like the summer months during mango season, you know, the hot and rainy weather when the mangoes are dropping. So that's when we do the juice.
As her small business continues to thrive, Sierra remains hopeful, though, that she will one day become one of the country's top pastry chefs, representing her country in local and international culinary competitions. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm LaDawn Davis.
Well, over 700 pre-registered applicants to be interviewed at the Public Hospitals Authority job fair in the capital on Saturday. Officials say only 200 applicants who are not pre-registered will be allowed to register on site. Now, once the quota has been met, no further applicants will be registered. There is, however, an opportunity to complete an application and submit their resume for future opportunities. Applicants are reminded to have valid copies of all IDs and documents submitted during the online registration process. All COVID-19 protocols will be adhered. That's mask wearing, social distancing, and frequent hand washing and sanitizing. Well, as we head to the break, we'd like to thank all our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more after the break.
Switch for better when you move your mortgage to Scotiabank. Leave behind that old mortgage plan and open the door to a low interest rate. No payments for up to 2 months and cash back of 2.5% of the mortgage amount up to US $10,000. And guess what? It gets better. Apply for your Scotiabank credit card and enjoy a low 9.99% introductory rate for the first 6 months. Switch for better and upgrade your mortgage today with Scotiabank. Offer ends June 30th, 2022.
To be the best, world-class athletes depend on a live to stay connected. We are committed to promoting Bahamian excellence locally and on an international stage. With hundreds of thousands of people depending on us, we must be a strong, fast, and flexible network. With speeds as fast as Joanna and plans as flexible as Donald, there's a plan suitable for everyone starting as low as $1 a day. With our Freedom Plan, choose the way you want to be connected with a 1-day or 7-day Freedom Plan. With our 30-day Liberty Plan, choose the right bundle of talk, text, and data. And for postpaid, we've got Liberty bundles loaded with talk, text, data, and even roaming included. Alive's hard-working network was built for hard-working people. No matter your goal, we have a plan that you can depend on. We are Alive.
The pandemic has been not so kind to so many people in our community. And when we think about how we fared coming off the pandemic, we're trying to find meaningful ways to continue to give back.
So with the Together platform, it allows people to be able to give back, to make small donation, whether it's $20 or whatever you can give, to be able to give and to help those people who are in need.
I've been representing all my life. I'm getting ready to make it count this time. Census 2022 for your family line. You better get ready. It's about that time. So tell mama to be ready. Tell it to the whole family. Throughout the too far to the count depends on you. Tell Ted to go tell Bella. Mark it down on your calendar. Census 2022. The count depends on you. Yeah, be ready. Be ready. Be ready. Census 2022. The count depends on you. Be ready. Be ready. So tell mama to be ready. Tell it to the whole family. Throughout the too far to the count depends on you. Tell Ted to go tell Bella. Mark it down on your calendar. Census 2022. The count depends on you.
When you wanna save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you wanna look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, assures the government is addressing the long-standing issue of casual labor at the container port.
The Prime Minister and I would have met with container port executives in January of this year and expressed our great concern over the casual labor issue and shared stories of what it means to that person and their families. We advocated for the industrial sector to rebalance the ratio of full-time employees and casual labor. We wanted to see increased job security, access to creditable financing, and benefits for the workers.
Minister Moxie noting that those meetings are reaping dividends.
In April 2022, the Freeport Container Port had 57% full-time employees and 43% casual or temporary labor. Today, it has 75% full-time employees and 25% casual or temporary labor. And the goal is to transition to 85% full-time employees by the end of the third quarter of 2023.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makisha. This evening, much improved conditions. We are now under partly cloudy skies with a temperature of 84 degrees. Relative humidity, 69%. The winds remain out of the south-southwest at 7 miles per hour. The barometric pressure, 1,016.0 millibars. That's 30.00 inches, and the pressure is rising. Temperatures around the islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 84 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Grand Key, and Marsh Harbor, Abaco. The Berry Islands at 81 degrees. 81 also in Alliston, Bimini. 82 in Harbor Island. Rocktown, Eleuthera, 83 degrees. 81 in Fresh Creek, Central Landos. Alliston, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rumkey at 81 degrees. Georgetown, Exuma, 86. 83 is showing up in Ragged Island, Clarencetown, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Maguana, 84. Ackland's 84. Also, Matchitown, Inagua at 84 degrees. And the Turks and Caicos Islands, 82. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of F5P, the Tile King, and the Paint Center. In the Northwest and Central Islands tonight through Saturday, the winds will remain out of the south at 10 to 15 knots. Wave heights at 2 to 4 feet. Low tide, 11:35 tonight. Another low tide will take place at 11:38 tomorrow morning. Now for the southeast Bahamas, the winds are going to be southeast at 10 to 15 knots. Wave heights 2 to 4 feet. This also extends into Saturday. And then on Sunday in the Northwest and Central Islands, the winds become southeast at 10 to 15. Wave heights holding at 2 to 4 feet. High tide on Sunday, 6:19 in the morning with a low tide at 12:29 in the afternoon. Now in the southeast Bahamas, we will see an increase in the winds out of the southeast at 12 to 18 knots. The wave heights building 3 to 6 feet. So caution flags go up on Sunday for the southeast Bahamas. And that's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Choo-choo plum, girl, where you coming from? Having sours of and green Billy. You must be thinking silly. You jump on the bike, go to the post office, jump off the bike, and buy one stamp. You put the stamp on a letter, send a letter to the one you love.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, the extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Choo-choo plum, girl, where you coming from? Having sours of and green.
Awesomely, this is a beautiful experience. I can't lie. This is my first time doing this sort of charity work, and I mean, it feels good to help out, you know. There's a can drive coming up and other initiatives are part of the Giving a Helping Hand campaign. And I encourage anyone that's willing to lend their support in any way, shape, or form to come through and give of your time.
The specials you count on are available every day at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Olivia vegetable or canola oil, 48 ounce, $4.99. Pastoroni pastors, 5 ounce, $2.19. Gatorade drinks, 64 ounce, 2 for $6. Fresh tomatoes, $1.59 per pound. Fresh pork shoulders, $1.79 per pound. Savings every day at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to your Friday TGIF Look at Sports. Former Nassau Christian Academy standout Rima Otterbar representing Florida International Panthers, taking fourth in the javelin at the NCAA Outdoor Division I Track and Field Championships in Eugene, Oregon on Thursday. Her toss, 183 feet, 5 inches. She earned her first team All-American honor and was the first time in Florida International Panther history that an athlete was named to the first team All-American. Congratulations to her. Also at the meet, Kentucky Wildcats Megan Moss in the 400-meter semifinals, running out of lane number 4. She would come around 5th. Her time, a personal best, 51.73 seconds. However, that time not fast enough to make it into the finals, but she did earn second-team All-American honors. She then ran the third leg on the Wildcats 4x400-meter relay team that advanced to the finals, finishing second in their section in 3 minutes 25.67 seconds, and that final will be run on Saturday. Ball from track and field and Shawnee Miller Uibo lining up against a stacked fast field in Rome at the Wonder Grand Prix. It's her first 200 meters for the year and her first meet since April.
Cleanly away. Well, Dina Asher-Smith always starts really well. She's got a target to aim for in Elaine Thompson here. Also coming well off the bend is Sharika Jackson, but Thompson here so good in the latter stages. But Jackson's having a fine run here. Asher-Smith and Thompson here. Could this be a first defeat for Thompson here of the season? Goodness me, Jackson's going to take it. Jackson on the line, 21.92.
Shawnee coming around in fourth in 22.48. The race won by Jamaican Sharika Jackson in 21.91. Fellow Jamaican Elaine Thompson across the line, second in 22.22. And third was Dina Asher-Smith from Great Britain in 22.27. If that was a shocker, it's what she had to say prior to the race concerning her future in the 400 meters.
I feel like for me, I've accomplished so much in the 400, and I'm pretty proud of what I've accomplished so far, and I don't think I'll be doing it in 2 years' time. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. It's my favorite event, and there's always motivation, obviously. Obviously, there's still a world record out there that I would love to break, and accomplished so much in the event, and for me, it's just about getting the world title now, and there's still the 48-second barrier that I also like to break as well. So we're still working really hard towards that, and we'll see exactly what comes out of it. But the main thing for me is just to always have fun and enjoy what I do, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So
now the World Outdoor Track and Field Championships, they are slated for next month in Oregon. Many of our Bahamian fans are wondering if she would still be doing the 200 and the 400.
Just as far as the double, we've been trying for so many years to try and get the schedule changes, and it's been really difficult to get that done. And trying to train for both the 200 and the 400, obviously it's very hard to balance both. And like I said, I'm very happy with what I've accomplished so far in the 400, and I'm ready to get back to my original sweetheart. So.
Minister of Works and Utilities, the Honorable Alfred Sayers, during his contribution to the budget Wednesday, giving an update on construction work to various sporting facilities in the Bahamas. He also updated us on the multi-purpose gym being built in South Andros.
The project stands at 70% completed. It should be completed in October of this year, and it is all-purpose. This project will provide for South Andros a magnificent shelter a shelter in the time of a storm. And outside of a shelter, I mean a shelter with showers, its own water system, generator, and solar, as well as facilities to accommodate all of the needs one would have during a hurricane, but also to serve the community and generate revenue where special events and so on could be held. I can say that what I saw in South Andros is a template that we should have in Grand Bahama and other parts of our country, so that when we make this kind of investment, we're also securing the population during times of crisis.
And that's going to be all my time for Sports Friday. I'm Charles Fisher. Have yourself a safe weekend.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Ordinary People is back with a new season. Join us on the ZNS Network.
Everybody drugs the most. Not New York's bestsellers, the hood bestseller.
I like that. Coming soon.
People are only going to say yes or no. And if they say no, keep on trying until you get a yes.
Ordinary People.
Only one network.
This used to be the waiting terminal for the airport. It's now gone.
We have the most experienced team covering hurricane.
But when Hurricane Irma makes landfall here in New Providence in a few hours,
we cover the entire Bahamas before, during, and after the storm. One network covers every island, rock, and key. We are the best because we have the best. For hurricane coverage, there's only one network, the ZNS Network.
You mess up again, and you will go to jail for real.
Do you grasp what is happening? You were just arrested.
Why did she leave? That's something you're gonna have to ask her if you ever get the chance one day.
It's Amanda. I brought a friend.
Alaska. What kind of name is that anyway?
Doctors think it may have been a mini stroke. She's had them before, but with each one it seems to take a little more from her. What about her family, her kids? Like many of our other residents, we're pretty much all she has.
The Atlantic hurricane season runs from June 1st to November 30th. When a hurricane alert is issued for your area, which indicates the possibility that you could experience hurricane conditions within 60 hours, you should begin the initial stages of preparation for the storm. When the storm is 48 hours away, a hurricane watch is issued. Once a watch is issued, be sure to get updates from the Met Office via television or radio. Get your battery-powered radio ready. Keep your emergency supply kit, blankets, and sleeping bags handy, and keep children and pets indoors. Be sure you have extra cash and a car tank full of gas. Fill all prescriptions. A hurricane warning means that a storm with winds up to 74 miles per hour or more is 36 hours away. At this point, secure all windows with shutters and plywood. Place your valuables in a waterproof container and store them on the highest floor in your home or in the safest area. This public service announcement has been brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas in conjunction with the National Emergency Management Agency.
Time now for weather.
our final look at weather. That mid to upper level trophy now starting to move off towards the east, and the winds are now rotating towards the southeast, and that will happen over the weekend, usher in some dry conditions which will carry us right into Tuesday. Our forecast for tonight calls for partly cloudy conditions, still a chance of an isolated shower thunderstorm later on tonight. 77 degrees will be your low temperature, and tomorrow we're looking at periods of clouds and sunshine, isolated showers still remaining in the mix, and that's primarily because of the light winds and warm temperatures we anticipate tomorrow. But as we said, the dry conditions will begin to entrain sometime on Sunday, heading into the early part of next week with a high temperature reaching 86 degrees tomorrow. Extended weather forecast, isolated showers right into Sunday morning, but by afternoon, things will start to improve quite nicely as we head into Monday. Lots of sunshine in our forecast, mostly sunny on Tuesday. Isolated showers and thunderstorms returning by the middle of the week, and those temperatures getting close to the 90-degree mark as we head into the early part of next week. Makishla.
Well, thanks, Basil. That does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Those of us in the world of dating are warriors, competing on an often brutal battlefield. Hey, Alex.
Oh, hey there.
Donovan.
Donovan. Yeah, right.
And the simple truth is, some are just better equipped to navigate the terrain than others. There are the victorious. There are the casualties. I am currently neither conqueror nor victim. I'm neutral. The Switzerland of the dating world. I remain optimistic.